housekeeping things for you all. First of all, the restrooms are down that row down there. In case of an emergency and evacuation of this building, you can exit those exits straight out the back door, or the side exit will take you outside as well. I also want to bring to your attention that if you happen to have one of these things in your pocket, purse, or on your person, please turn it to either off or vibrate or silence so that it doesn't go off while we're doing the conversation this morning. If it does go off, I ask that you make a voluntary $10 donation to
Kitsap Rescue Mission.
Kitsap Rescue Mission. So it's a voluntary donation. I'm not going to track you down. This is going to be on your honor. So you're better off if you don't. If you can make the donation without your phone going off also. I just want to share that with you as well. So anyways, I'm Joe Rozak, and I am the immediate past president of the Bremerton Chamber of Commerce, and I want to welcome you to Eggs and Issues. So we do have little white cards if you have some questions to ask our candidate. We had candidates, but we have, fortunately, Dave joined us. The other two candidates had other issues that they chose or made a decision not to be here. So be that as it may, we do have some questions for our candidate this morning, and also if you have some while we're going through the questions, please do write them down on the little handy-dandy cards that are handed out. And once you write the question, you can either hold it up or take it to either Gina or Frank. They'll be sure to get it to me. I can be working into our list of questions that we have for the candidate this morning. So the way this thing works, for those who may be new to our presentation, is that we begin, the candidate gets 3 minutes to do an introduction of himself, to give some background, whatever the candidate wants to share with you for the first 3 minutes. After that 3 minutes are up, then we go into the question and answer period, of which they will have 1 minute to answer the questions that we have or that you generate forward for the candidate. All responses are timed. You'll see the yellow panel go up when you have 10 seconds left, and then the red one means that your time is up. And if you continue talking, I will probably get the hook out and pull you off stage for a little bit. So be that as it may, that should get us rolling. With that, I will, I guess I always do this in alphabetical order, and guess what, David? You're it. So I'd like for you to begin, please, with a 3-minute introduction to share whatever you would like with the audience members.
Very good. Thank you. Thank you all for coming. I think this is the first time I've ever been alphabetically first. I am currently running for re-election for the Bremerton School Board, position number 2. This will be my second election, actually my third election. I was appointed originally in 2010, and then ran for re-election and up for my second elected term. I very much enjoyed being a part of the Bremerton School District. Currently, I'm president of the school board. I've been vice president, I've been president in the past. I'm a member of the Washington Interscholastic Activities Committee, or Activities Association. I'm on the Interscholastic Activities Committee as part of WIAA. What else? I'm involved with the Washington State Science and Engineering Fair. I'm on that board. I am on several other committees. My pastimes include swimming for my son. I'm an official for that. It's kind of hard for me to go over lots of these things because I know most of everyone here, and they all know this stuff. There's going to be no new secrets divulged today, I don't think. So, thanks again for coming. I hope you have some questions. Obviously, I'm not that big of a draw today.
All right, thank you. So with that, we'll move into our, we actually have some questions for you. We may have some more generated as we get into the questions for you, David. And with that, just a reminder that we will post this to our Facebook page, Bremerton Facebook page. If you haven't been there, I encourage you to go to the Bremerton Facebook page, and it would be nice for you to like us. And then you can also watch David's video as well, and we'll share that with the rest of the business and membership of Bremerton Chamber. So the first question is, and this is a real quick, easy one. It's a warm-up question, David, and try to keep your answer under 1 minute. Do you have children in the Bremerton School District?
I do. Actually, I have a child. I have he'll be a sophomore this year at Bremerton High School. He has grown up in the Bremerton School District. He went to Crown Hill. He went to he went to the West Hill STEM Academy. He went to the Mountain View Middle School, and he's currently at Bremerton High School, which he very much enjoys. He's an excellent student. He's a student athlete, again, with swimming. He enjoys all water sports. When I came on the board, I believe I was the only person on the board at that time that had someone that was actually enrolled in the school district.
Thank you very much. Okay, so the next question we have for you is, what are your 3 top priorities for the school district?
The bad thing about being up here when you're by yourself is there's no time to collect your thoughts when the other person is answering. So I kind of have to keep moving along. When I came on board, my top priority by far was communication. I think currently that the school district has done an excellent job of improving communication throughout the district, both at the community level and within the district and within administration and within the school board itself. I'm very proud that we have seemed to have pushed that as a big issue, because I think that almost everyone that came on about the same time that I did, about 5 years ago, was concerned about communication. It seemed like there was not much going on and we didn't really know. I think the big thing, the other 2 big things are am I going to get paddled? Can I sneak on through? I think that the communication, I'd still would like to continue with that, and I would like to continue on with the success that Bremerton has demonstrated in their early learning programs, and I would like to see that kind of change focus a little bit, not change focus, but add on to some of the older school, the kids in high school.
Okay, great. So I kind of give you an opportunity to catch your breath in between questions here. The next question that goes to you, David, is what strengths do you see in the district and how will you build on them? So the question again is, what strengths do you see in the district and how will you build on that?
I think our biggest strength at the district right now is the innovations that we are demonstrating within the district. Right now, the hot topic, it seems to be in education, are the charter schools. I have yet to hear anybody mention charter schools within Bremerton School District, and I believe that's because we offer so many choices of school for Bremerton, whether it's the STEM Academy, whether it's middle school, whether it's Washington Youth Academy. There's so many different ways. We have Renaissance High School, we have Phoenix Academy, we have online learning. There is not a need, there hasn't been a cry for alternative schools, specifically charter schools. And I think by building on that, we are literally doing that with the STEM Academy. We're adding on for the STEM Academy. And I'm just going to finish up by saying, I think we just are moving in a very positive direction.
Okay, very good, thank you. Next question is, in your opinion, has the state legislature adequately funded education this year, despite whatever the courts and the legislature may be saying? It's in your opinion, has the state legislature adequately funded education?
That's a real difficult question. It's an opinion question, I guess, and you started out by asking my opinion. I think it's hard to go from where we were to where we should be in one step. I believe the budget we passed for Bremerton School District was just under $65 million. And that's up considerably from when I started. So our budget has increased. I applaud the legislature for doing what they've done. I do, however, believe they need to concentrate on doing more and making it easier for the school districts to use the money when and where they wish to use it.
Very good, thank you. So one of our audience members asked a question that, as a parent of a high school student in Bremerton schools, I'd like to know what you think of the Common Core standards. So what is your opinion, or what do you think of the Common Core standards?
I'll start off by saying that our board doesn't always agree on everything that our board does. And that in itself, I think, is a good thing. When the Common Core first came out, I was a big supporter. However, I think that a lot of the Common Core issues seem to take away a lot of local control over the school district and where they want to go. I like the idea of Common Core. I like that children can go to a school in any state and can come to Washington and be approximately in the same place and understand that everything is the same across the United States. But I think that local school districts need to have the control of which to make decisions locally about it. So I'm not as enthusiastic as I once was about the Common Core.
Very good, thank you. So the next question is, from the audience that we've had, is how can you improve the opportunities for our minority residents? What are some of the main problems you would work on?
I think Bremerton School District has a challenge in their free and reduced lunch program, and I think we need to provide for those kids and get them ready for the day for school and give them as much support as possible. I think we need to provide opportunities at the scholastic and after-school activities for all of our kids. I think programs such as the Boys and Girls Club are outstanding, and I know Bremerton School District has partnered with them on several different ventures. So I think that it's an ongoing issue, and I think that it's actually being addressed fairly well within the Bremerton School District. There's always room for improvement, but we're on a positive grade.
Very good, thank you. So the next question I have for you from our audience members is, do the arts and music education deserve a place in the curriculum? And if so, why? So again, the question is, do the arts and music education deserve a place in the curriculum? And if so, why?
Absolutely. I'm a big supporter of both of those, and that's one of the reasons I campaigned, I guess, within the board to be appointed the WIAA representative. Everyone believes that, or originally thinks that the WIAA is just for sports, but it's activities, which includes arts and music. And I don't think people realize that falls under that umbrella. And I think that's just as important as sports and other activities. So absolutely.
Great, thank you. So next question from our audience is, would you please explain your understanding of the role of the school board member versus the role of the superintendent? The question again is, please explain your understanding of the role of the school board versus the role of the superintendent.
Okay. I take a little bit of issue with the question, because I don't see it as a school board versus the superintendent. I think you need to work together. But the school board, the superintendent is in charge of the day-to-day operations of the school district. And the school board is in charge of the overall direction in which the district should be going. That's the difference that I see. So the very first thing that happened when I was on the school board is you'd have people come up and say, I need this done. And I'd say, that's not something I can do. You need to talk to your teacher, and your principal, and your superintendent, and then finally it'll get up to us if you wish to take it that far. But I definitely don't see it as a versus. I see it as a working in concert with the superintendent.
Very good. I believe we're down to our last question here, which is kind of a combo question. The old, what are your plans? Let me ask this one. What are your plans for the old Bremerton Junior High, or what should be done with that building?
There's been a lot of conversations about the junior high and the property in the last, I get some smiles, yes, I'm getting smiles, in the last couple months. And I agree that it just being down the street, I agree that it's becoming a bit of an eyesore, and the district is working very hard on getting this brought back to where it's not such an eyesore. I'll take this time to go out there and say what my idea is. I think the Youth Wellness Campus is a fabulous idea for this area. I think it affords children and kids a lot of opportunities for education in athletics and physical fitness, and I think that that's great. And in conjunction with that, and my background in swimming, and I would love to see an aquatic center there at the pool where the high school is. I think that a lot of those programs or facilities in the area are getting old and antiquated, and Bremerton has a unique and outstanding history and extraordinarily elite swimming athletes, and I think that an aquatic center would be a perfect fit for the district.
Thank you. So we have another question that came in from our audience, and the question is, relations between school boards and teacher unions are sometimes contentious. What relationship should exist? Question again is, relations between school boards and teacher unions are sometimes contentious, so what relationship should exist?
Being a school board member, excuse me, with a child in the district, I have volunteered quite a bit in the school, in many of the schools, and have learned to talk with a lot of teachers. And in conversations I've enjoyed the most are the ones where the teachers tell me what's on their mind, and they do it without any filter. And then they usually say, oh, I shouldn't have told you that, you're on the school board. But I like that. I like the honesty. I like that I can take that information and take it to the district and maintain their confidence and their enthusiasm for what's happening in the district. So that gives me a little bit of insight on the school, on the teachers. I appreciate that during negotiations, by nature, they're confrontational isn't the right word, but they're adversarial maybe, because everyone's fighting for their position. I don't necessarily think that they're always exclusively one side versus the other. I think there's a lot of common ground. And I would like to think that, and I would hope to think that the district and the teachers all are working together in their negotiations and in their workings for the betterment of the kids in the school, which I know they all do.
Very good. So actually that concludes our question and answer part of today's eggs and issues. So now we move into your summary remarks. So David, we'll give you 2 minutes to wrap up. You can share with the audience members whatever you would like in conclusion as far as your platform or why they should vote for you, or if you want to re-answer a question, you're welcome to do so. So we'll give you 2 minutes, please.
Thanks again for coming out. I appreciate everyone getting up this early. I hope that everyone just gets out and votes anyway this coming election. Whether you vote for me or my opponent or anybody else. I know lots of people need the support. I've very much enjoyed being on the school board. Like anything, it's been a learning experience, and that's the reason I ran for school board. I wanted to have a positive impact. I wanted to be involved in the decision making for the education of my son, and I wanted to advocate his education. So, and in doing so, I guess I like to think that I help do those same things for all the kids in the district. So that's my #1 priority. That's my #1 check, is if I think that it's a good thing for the kids of the district. So thank you.
All right, thank you, David. So we appreciate you coming this morning, and also we appreciate your community leadership and running for position 2 with the Bremerton School Board District. Audience members, your opportunity now to also thank David for coming this morning and sharing his views with us. Thank you. And that actually concludes our eggs and issues for the year, I believe. So stay tuned for next year when we begin.